So if you have questions, just raise your hands and I'll repeat them. Bernard, the director, and Martin, our sex robot. Congratulations! Why don't you tell us a little bit, well, maybe, I don't know if you want to tell us a little bit about the inspiration of this film, but just go ahead, dare.
It started as a sort of a music video idea that I had for a track of the same name, and but it started as a sort of creepy idea to have a guy who wants to do something weird with a girl that he built himself or something like that. But when I started writing it, it started being a lot funnier, and I started writing dialogue, and it started being funnier with a girl who builds a guy. And it just sort of built from there, and it started as a really sort of weird film, sort of became more of a Jetson-esque sex comedy type thing, you know, and it just sort of it happened organically. It wasn't really a light bulb type thing, you know, it was just sort of over a couple months writing, just that happened, I guess, you know, that was pretty much it.
And obviously, set design, art design plays a major role. We're in the 60s, but we're in the future, so we're like in the 2260 or 2360. Why did you choose to set it in?
The idea was that I figured that if I make the setting as surreal as possible, without being stupid, but you know, as surreal as possible, I think people would buy into it more, that you can actually buy a human being and assemble him himself, and you know, have sex with it, and it's okay, and to have multiple ones in your closet, and that's okay too. You know, I figured if I set the setting in a setting that wouldn't be plausible whatsoever, figured people wouldn't start questioning it. If it was present day and, you know, real people and everything, people were like, yeah, whatever. You know, I personally thought that, you know, that would make the whole thing a lot more funny and a lot more interesting if I made the setting a bit more surreal, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe if you said it today, everybody would just ask you, where can I get one of those sex robots? Hi, Mark. Well, why don't you tell us about what it was like to play this character? Because obviously you had to bear a lot. And then I think it must have been physically taxing as well, because you had some kind of makeup on, and well, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, some kind of makeup sounds good. It was 3 hours of makeup every day, and I had to shave everything, really everything, everything. The only hair I had was... So it was a tough job for me, but I think it was worth it. And yeah, I got some muscles. They did a really good job.
Yeah, he was fat. He's actually...
Yeah. Have you seen it? I think the last one, no?
Yeah.
The one before the last one.
Exactly.
Well, if you have questions, don't be shy. Don't be timid. We just all had sex for like 90 minutes. Go ahead. Yeah.
So what was the malfunction? Just out of curiosity. I wasn't really clear to me. What? Did it go on too long? Was it...
No,
It bent.
it was just broken, yeah.
I tried to not directly show it, you know, because my
initial shot was him looking straight at the doorway, you know, so you would see the curving, but we couldn't actually make the prosthetic stick. It was too heavy. So he had to hold it in place while facing sideways, and on the HD version, you can actually see it properly, probably better than you would on this version, or even if you look straight ahead. It's nice and obscure. I like the fact that it wasn't that obvious, you know. I mean, she says, well, the penis malfunctioned, and you know, I think that's enough, you know. But it was actually fully 90 degrees bent, you know. I still have the prosthetic at home. My wife doesn't like that at all.
Okay, enough out of you guys then. Okay, thanks so much for sharing it with us. I dispersed you to the crowd. Thanks so much.